Good evening. It's Monday, the 16th of November, 2020. Diane Hands bringing you book for the day. And last week I said I would tell you more about human crossings, 9 stories about refugees. And the first story is Khaled's story. It's non-fiction. It is written by Khaled Wakkaa, a Syrian refugee, based on his personal experiences. Crossing from Syria to Lebanon, and finally to Exeter in Devon in the United Kingdom. Retelling events of the refugee overcoming life-threatening situations, he eventually finds a way to safety in the United Kingdom through incredible synchronicities. Khaled also demonstrates how refugees can interrogate quickly in their new home by volunteering and using skills and resourcefulness to reach out to others in society. I am 31 years old, from Syria. Because of the civil war, I had to leave my country and go to Lebanon. I lived there with my new wife Dala for several years, and we had a very difficult time. In March 2017, we came to England and now live in a nice flat in Exeter, Devon, with our 2 daughters, Lemur, aged 4, and Mila Prudence, aged 1. We have a happy, settled life and are gradually improving our English. I'm involved with lots of voluntary work and social activities. When I was asked to contribute to this book, I knew that there was a lot to say. Much of it was very emotional, so I decided I would write it in Arabic. I could express myself more fully in my native language. Syria. I will begin my story in 2011. I was a university student, a course in history. Like any other young man, I dreamed simple dreams and expected that life in my beautiful land of Syria would continue unchanged, with order and security prevailing. But that year, war began. My university became a detention centre, and I could no longer attend classes. Bullets and blood were all around me. I had no work, nothing to study. It was dangerous to go outside. I had to hide. I couldn't see my friends. I became depressed. I slept all day, waking in the night to contact my friends via social media. Like this, I built up a little community. We became attached to each other. We made new friends, though the names weren't real. They were all anonymous. But I believed every word they said, and that which was written. Meeting my life partner. Through the online program MIG 33, I was introduced to the girl who was to become my wife and life partner. Her name was Darla. Online, we found and told each other everything about our lives. Our relationship at the start was pure friendship. Then it developed into a great love. This went on for 2 years until I decided I had to meet her. It was a very risky enterprise to travel across Syria in the middle of a civil war. But I knew that I had to reach this honest person who gave me such a feeling of security in this terrible time. Dara lived in Homs in the southwest of the country. I lived in the northeast. I travelled south by bus while fighting raged and military planes dropped bomb barrels. No one could predict where they would fall or on whom. Homs was being besieged by the Syrian army. It was impossible to enter, so I stayed on the outskirts. I managed to contact Dala and waited until she found a way to get me into the city. Eventually, I reached a street near where she lived. But now, how would we recognise each other? I had to give her a description of my clothing and where I was standing. Moreover, it was much too dangerous for her to leave her home, particularly during the curfew. So she had to hire a car to reach me. The whole situation was horrifying. When I saw her, everything around me dissolved. I forgot the time and places I lived, moments stolen from time, beautiful moments. Then I woke from my dream to bitter reality that we were not free to walk around the streets because of the curfew. I needed a safe place to live, but it was impossible for Darla to stay with me. So I found a room for a couple of days that was shared by 4 other young men. Each night, Darla and I spoke on the phone until the crack of dawn, losing track of time. And that's the first part of Khaled's story. I'll read some more tomorrow. It starts with decisions to escape. To find out more about human crossings, please visit our Facebook page. You can also find out more of Khaled's story on his Facebook page and also his YouTube channel. Human Crossings, 9 stories about refugees, and also the book that I was reading from last week, Hearts on the Rise, Connections Through Corona, can be found on Amazon. They're in colour, black and white, and you can also have them on Kindle. Thank you. Until tomorrow, Diane Hands.